What is going on, you guys? Back again with another video. As you can see from the little previous snippet I just showed at the very beginning of my video, got a little tough yesterday, you know, just part of those hearts and headaches of doing lawn care and all that stuff. It's pretty much had a blowout on the interstate out here in Oklahoma City, and you know, it was bad, but it wasn't, you know, crazy where I actually lost a trailer. But it does make me think, maybe I want to look at trying to maybe get in a tandem trailer or something like that, maybe down the road. It ripped off the tire. The tire got pretty shredded. And the thing that really is crazy is I didn't have a backup tire. And, you know, everybody knows on my videos and they've seen stuff that I've always pretty much had a backup for everything. You know, if something goes down, backup mower, backup weed eater. This one, you know, I was pretty much stuck there. You know, I really couldn't do nothing. Situation where, you know, I thought I could buy another tire and wheel from, I think Northern Tool had it or something like that. Ordered it. Wife went and picked it up because, you know, I wanted to stay with my equipment. I don't want to leave it just out there on the interstate, you know, where anybody could just grab your stuff. You know, that's how I am. I don't like leave my stuff unattended. So basically, you know, I nursed it under the overpass, all that crazy stuff, and then she went and got the tire, came back there, and the lug pattern didn't even fit. It is what it is. It was a shot in the dark. We went for it, didn't work out, so had to, you know, go to plan B, so to say. I should have had a spare tire from the whole get-go, but I didn't. So I should have known this too, because last season we had a flat tire on the trailer too, where we hit a pothole and it just boom, blew out the tire. Even in that situation, I had to leave the trailer to go drop it off. It was during the daytime, luckily, but this happened around 6 o'clock, and out here in Oklahoma City, everything pretty much just started shutting down around, you know, that time. So trying to get the tire off, get it over there sucked, because I jacked up the trailer, got the tire off. Other tire didn't fit, so I'm like, son of a gun, had to get the new tire, put it back inside the truck, put the old tire back on there, and then pretty much just told the wife, I said, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna have to nurse this back to the house. If the room gets screwed up, oh well, so be it. Then, you know, we're pretty much 3/4 of the way, and the wife is like, you know, hey, the tire is shredding, you know, it looks like a mop going down the road. So we were doing maybe like 5 miles an hour, you know, wasn't going fast at all, because she was actually following me in her car. We stopped. Her mom, who's in, you know, from Colombia, you know, she was like, hey, why don't you put, you know, all the weight on the other side, the good side of the tire. And you know, I'm like, oh man, why didn't I think about this stuff, you know, because this is where, you know, you learn as you're doing the job, so to say. So I should have did that from the whole get-go, and I didn't even think about that. I'm just like, you know, it's on the trailer, you know, we won't move everything. I should have moved my stand-on mower to the other side with all the heavy weight on the full tire, but I didn't. So 3/4 of the way we stopped and we did that. She was like, hey, maybe, you know, we could try doing something else. And I'm like, no, we're gonna nurse it home. You know, if the tire goes and there's no more tire on the rim, I'm gonna run the rim all the way to the house. Just because, to me, yeah, I probably could do more damage to the trailer and stuff, in which you know, that even running on the rim like that, you know, it filed some of the post down because the tire got loose, so it was going on the lug nut post, and kind of followed it down. So I got home, I had to re-thread it. Boy, I took that lug nut and I put him on there and tried to re-thread it, and I was really worried about that with the spindle, you know, because if it was one bad thing, it led to another. I was gonna have to change out that spindle. So basically I took the rim, went up to Discount Tire, even though I'm name dropping all these corporations, but it is true, you know what I mean? It don't matter, I'm not getting paid for none of them. But went up to Discount Tire, and they gave me a new tire, dropped it off, and I didn't go with the most expensive one. I think the most expensive one was the Goodyear. I went with like a Road something. It was like, I think $90, came out to about like 122 mounted and balanced, but it's a pretty thick tire. In that aspect, I'm hoping that the tire lasts better, because as soon as that last tire, I think I might have went cheap. As soon as it blew out, it just shredded. I went with not the best, but second from the best. So it's very you know, good tire. It looks almost like a damn near road tire, you know. It's well made. Got it back to the house, and it's one of the things where as soon as it blew out, you know, I didn't really notice it, because, you know, you don't have too many blowouts to know. So, you know, it's, like I said, as you learn, as you go. So as soon as it blew out, we're probably doing about like 70 miles an hour. I just felt like something just like shake on the back, you know, making that little move like that. So I stopped real quick. You can pretty much see here, I'll show you guys this. as you guys can see, the tread just ripped off and it messed up. It only made me really even think, even, man, if that was a car or something like that, man, it would have destroyed your quarter panel. Basically, nursed it back, got up on the jack, which I've learned a few little things now that I'm gonna look at trying to get one of those farm jacks. You know what I mean? I watched a couple videos on YouTube because, you know, hey, that's why we're out here. Watched a couple videos on YouTube on, you know, jacking up the trailer, and man, the farm jack, it seemed like that thing worked like a champ. So that's my next little hit I'm gonna try doing is, you know, finding a farm jack, mount it maybe on the bottom side of the trailer rack box, you know, just in case, because I don't want to be in that situation, because as soon as that happened, you know, all operations just stopped, ceased. You know what I mean? Because I spent about an hour driving 5 miles an hour to get home, and I got it home, and there was no damage, not really any damage except what I showed you right there. And I was worried about the lug posts. They're good. I was able to put the new rim on today. You know, cinch it down, fits really good. I was wondering if, you know, I didn't know if it was gonna be bent or anything like that, but the good thing is the guy at Discount Tire pretty much told me that those the ST rims, you know, standard trailer rims, he said are really, really strong, and he said that they're made for stuff like that, just in case, you know what I mean, if you blow out going down the interstate or something like that. So yeah, this is it's one of those moments in my lawn care business where I actually was able to learn something along the way, you know. So it's one of those things that sucks, but it does make me smarter, and then I can share my experiences with you. So if anybody's watching this, you know, we gotta change up a little bit, you know. If you're doing some of the things that I'm doing, change it up. Like, so now first thing that I did today, I asked Discount Tire, I'm like, hey, what about the what size are the lugs, you know, the bolt pattern? And they're like, oh, our machine's down. I'm thinking to myself, your machine's down and you can't figure that out? Come on now. So what I did is I went online, and I guess one of the trailer companies has like this little, you know, printouts you can print out. Well, I printed it out, and it says if this line is 7 3/8, then this is your bolt pattern. Well, it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, because I printed it out and it was smaller. So what I did is I took a piece of paper up to the rim, put it up on the rim because the rim was off the tire, and I circled the holes on the paper. So I have my 5 different holes, and then I went back to the computer screen with my tape measure, measured the computer screen, looked good, put the paper up on the computer screen, so it's a 5-on-5 rim. So I'm able to figure that out, which, I mean, anybody down the road, if you need to try doing that, that's what I did. I took the piece of paper, put it up there on the lugs, and, you know, got another little place on the internet and put it up to the screen, and it matched, so I didn't have to print nothing out, and I got the information that I needed. So I hope it's accurate. It should be accurate. So next thing I did is I went on Facebook Marketplace, and lo and behold, I seen a guy that's selling 4 brand new ones, 15-inch 5-lug on 5 bolt pattern. So I messaged him, and he only wants 110, which to me is a pretty darn good deal, because a tire mounted and balance was 110. So I might look at getting 1 or 2, because I'm definitely gonna have a spare now. This is what I've learned, you know, is you gotta have a spare, especially on your tire. You know, maybe the mower too. Maybe look at getting a spare tire for the mower, but I feel like I could always just nurse that back on the trailer and get it to the dealer if I need that. But getting a spare tire for my trailer, and then in the meantime down the road, I'm gonna look at my options. If I find a good deal on maybe a tandem, I'll try looking at maybe getting a tandem, because that's really what I do want, is a tandem, you know, because I'm pretty lucky, because if that, you know, would have blown out and I could have lost the back end, you know what I mean, lost the mower and all that stuff, and you know what I mean, it could have been a bad situation. Yeah, you can talk about insurance and stuff like that, but you shouldn't have to use it if you don't need to, if you can just protect your stuff right from the whole get-go. Just be prepared in that situation. I can't say I was fully prepared, but you know, adapt and overcome, move on to the next, you know, problem if it ever arises, and you know, tackle it head on, you know, because out there, when you're out there by myself, you know, we're running solo. So if it wasn't for my toolbox that I picked up, I keep that in my truck all the time. And then I even went back to my old lug wrench type thing. It's a multi type thing that, you know what I mean, it's a pretty cool little tool. In fact, some of my workers that are doing some of the brickwork on my house, he asked me where I got that, because he wants to get one for his dad back in Mexico. I was like, yeah, no doubt, you know, this is what it is, a Craftsman. You might be able to find it. I've had this for about 7 years, and anybody in my family knows I got bad luck with tires, so I'm always, you know, having to change out tires and all that stuff. So like, I don't even play around. When it comes time to get tires, I just put brand new ones on there. So All right, you guys, that was my little soapbox spill. You know what I mean? We're still grinding, we're still out here doing our thing and having a good time. And yeah, don't let those setbacks, you know, discourage you. You know what I mean? It's the winners that can adapt and overcome. You know, like I said, we don't need to be a super huge company, but we're making headroom. You know what I mean? We're knocking on the door. We're letting them know that we're here, because the thing is the quality. You know what I mean? It's not the quantity, the quality. And it's been working out. It's doing good, even though this put me behind, but that's okay. You know what I mean? We're gonna tackle the challenge. You know what I mean? We'll break out this camera, go out there, hit these lawns, and go make that money. But I'm lucky because it's so hot out here in Oklahoma City. It hasn't rained for like, you know, 3 weeks, so the people's grass going dormant. I was able to hit a couple today. Felt good to be out there, and it's one of those things where after you go like a week without cutting because the grass isn't growing. Now I don't keep my people on contracts to where I'm gonna cut no matter what. That's just not how I do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got my full-time job, and this is, you know, my little side hustle that's doing pretty successful. And it's gonna be interesting too, because next week I'm gonna have the kiddo in here from North Carolina, and I know he's kind of a little excited to get out here and cut a little bit. So it's gonna be exciting to see how he embraces it, because I know the first year, as you can see some of the older videos, you can see him make his little cameo appearance, that he did it, but it's hot. It was hot. It was like probably like 110 degrees out here, and we were pushing lawns back then. And it's so crazy, because I still remember, and I laugh about this, because it was one of the last lawns of the day, and the people were on a bi-weekly, and I cut them, you know, a little tall last time, and I was probably a little late getting there to them. You know, it's one of those ones where they emailed you and they're like, hey, when you gonna get back out? You're like, oh yeah, I know, I'm gonna get out there. Well, we get over there and the grass is overgrown, and it's kind of our fault, and it's all right. And my son looks at me and he's like, Dad, come on. And I'm like, you don't even have to say nothing, because I'm thinking the same thing in my head, but it's coming from your mouth. And it's so hilarious, because I know he was just out there grinding on like 4 or 5 lawns at 110 degree weather, and it's like humid back there. It's one of those backyards where they get so much humidity and like rain, and it keeps the moisture in the grass, so it just overgrows. That's why I'm glad I have the stand-on mower for situations like that. And it still makes me crack up from that situation. So it's gonna be interesting. Next week he'll be out here, and he says he's ready to mow. I know he's not looking forward to the stand-on. He's like, oh man, he likes the push mower. So we'll see what's up. We gotta break him in. We gotta give him some time on the stand-on mower. You know what I mean? Maybe get him in our field of dreams, our big mower out there. You know what I mean? So like I said, you know, it's not setback. We adapted, overcome, made it work, and we learned in the process to make us smarter for our business. And I shared that with you guys, so hope that you guys can get this and get a little info out of it. If you got a trailer and you ain't got a spare tire, man, look at getting a spare tire for this situation, because I'm 2 for 2 so far since I've had this trailer. The first year and this year. I don't know if it's because of the bigger wheelbase, 83 inches or something like that, because it's a bigger trailer. It's almost like a dually, and you know, there's sometimes like I can clip the curbs and stuff like that, so I really got to watch it with this trailer. So that's why maybe the next trailer, maybe I'll do like 76 inches. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the cut.